Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti, and let's get right to it. Let's talk about weather. Starting the work week with gray skies out there, a little bit of moisture, I think, in the area. Don't know if there's much rain to talk about yet. That's why we're going to check in with Thomas Patrick. He has the very latest. Hi, Thomas.
Yeah, I'm somewhere in the outdoor weather center, Laura. And
I believe you.
I'll tell you what, it is definitely gray out here to kick off the day. Have not had any active rainfall since 2 o'clock this morning here in Spokane. Any rain chances today, extremely minimal and almost to the point where it's just sprinkles. If you just looked at the wide view, you'd say, there's nothing going on. Well, upon zooming into Adams County, okay, here's a little bit of light rain. That would be near La Crosse, near Washtenaw. Okay, a very small area of very light rain. Most of this probably isn't even hitting the ground. It's all just that low cloud cover that's hanging above our heads. So I'm honestly not even going to put the rain icon on the forecast today because of how minuscule it is. But again, if you get sprinkled on, that would be the worst of it today. In the meantime, these temperatures are not bad for November. I kind of jest to one of my coworkers that it's so warm out today, and they kind of laugh. But honestly, we're 10 degrees above average for mid-November, and these temperatures might still climb another degree or two, officially at 50 as of noon. But rain chances are low. I literally only put it at 10% today, up to 30% tomorrow. So coming up, I'll show you the cold front that will, one, give us a bit of that rain for Tuesday, when it will be here, and how much colder the upcoming week and the next 2 weeks will ultimately be. So we'll have those details coming up.
All right, my friend, thank you. Turning now to some breaking news. This is just coming into the KREM 2 newsroom. We have just learned that a judge has sentenced the off-duty Alaska Airlines pilot who tried to cut off the engines of a plane mid-flight to 3 years of supervised release. So again, this just coming in, 3 years of supervised release. Joseph Emerson pleaded guilty to all charges from the October 2023 incident. You may remember he told investigators at the time he was under the influence of psychedelic mushrooms while riding in the jump seat of a flight from Everett to San Francisco. He said he believed he could wake up by grabbing the red handles to cut off the engines, which would, of course, cause the plane to crash. His attorney said at the time of his guilty plea, he wanted to take responsibility for his actions and avoid further time behind bars. All right, happening today, Spokane City Council is expected to talk about a new parking tax proposed by the mayor. Now, if that is passed, the tax could start this upcoming spring. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is reporting about what we know about this tax.
Well, this is a tax that's specifically designated for areas such as parking lots and parking garages in the downtown Spokane area. According to Mayor Lisa Brown, it's a 12% tax, and the funds that come from this tax would go back to street repairs and street projects, things of that nature. Also, under this current proposal, there would be exemptions for drivers to avoid paying this tax. That would include a designated parking area for your job, or if you're a student in the area going to classes. Also in the proposal, it says privately owned parking lots could qualify for a lower rate of a 6% tax if the owner has an accepted building permit with the city to eventually redevelop the lot, meaning those lots could turn into housing or a commercial building. Mayor Lisa Brown stopped by the KREM 2 studios last week and also spoke on this proposed tax.
If we did not have this revenue, we would probably have to take cut street funding from the general fund to streets. And that, I think, is where you would start to see the impacts.
So a potential vote is expected on this tax at tonight's City Council meeting. An amendment has been added by Council President Betsy Wilkerson that would push the date back for when the tax would start. Instead of the tax beginning January 1st, it would now begin on April 1st of 2026 if passed. Again, we'll have some coverage throughout the day and details and information on whether or not this tax ultimately is passed. Once we have those details, we'll continue to keep you updated. For now, here in downtown Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
The vehicle involved in a deadly weekend hit and run in Plummer, Idaho has now been found. Idaho State Police say it is a 2008 Chevy Silverado with Washington plates registered to a Spokane address. It is believed that the driver of the truck hit and killed a woman on northbound Highway 95. Troopers say the registered owner has not been confirmed as the driver, and this is still a very active investigation. We'll keep you updated. Also coming in new today, Washington State University announcing they plan to increase tuition again for the next school year. So taking a look at Friday's meeting, the school's Board of Regents voted on a 3.3% increase for in-state students. That means about an extra $400 a year. And for out-of-state students, it'll be about $450 extra dollars. As Idaho continues to face a $56 million budget deficit, budget cuts across the state are forcing universities to rethink staffing and other programs. Again, in Idaho, bigger schools like Boise State and U of I will see the largest cuts. But smaller schools like community colleges will also be impacted. The president of the College of Southern Idaho says they've been preparing for the cuts now for months.
We held 5 or 6 positions vacant. And then we reduced some of our information technology spending, and we got there. We got to the 3% with that.
Now, while CSI was able to brace for the cuts, other community colleges not so lucky. The College of Eastern Idaho now has to make some really difficult choices, including capping enrollment.